Hey you, hey you, it has been a minute. I haven't made a video in a while. I just haven't felt like it. If I leave, like, for extended periods of time on YouTube, usually doesn't mean, like, I'm quitting or anything. It just means I don't really have, like, an invigorating idea that makes me want to go out, just absolutely slay, you know? Yeah, it's just weird, because motivation for videos and stuff goes in and out. You can very much see it. It's almost like based on the season. Like, um, I usually start making videos again. I usually make videos from like September or so to around April or May, and then I just cut off. And I don't know why. I could think of an idea over the summer and just go ham on that. But even the Wario video was pretty old footage, so the last time I recorded something new was a while ago. The Wario video came out on April Fool's Day, so like a month ago. It's getting, yeah. So it's definitely been a while. I don't know. I don't really have like a consistent viewer base anyways, so like why would I make consistent videos? But these videos are very easy to make and they're a little bit therapeutic. I don't know. I like being able to have like a calm atmosphere, even though that like heater noise is kind of annoying. Sorry about that. So yeah. Today is the day after my last day of high school. That's kind of exciting, but not really that exciting. It feels like the whole experience is just deflated. Like, it feels like it's been over for a while, you know? Because it got going, and then COVID happened, and then just kind of stalled. It's like a roller coaster that gets to the peak, and then it just stops. And that's it. So, of course, you know how it is. I like talking about Nintendo games. I don't really know why, but I do. So, I'm going to be talking about what games I've played recently. And the first one, these are kind of games are all disconnected. Sonic Lost World. The Sonic Lost World. Now, this game got really bad reviews. Well, not really bad, but this game got really polarizing reviews when it came out. Some people liked it, some didn't, and I get it. This isn't what people wanted, but it's a decent platformer. Basically, the idea of the game is that, wow, the back of the box gives you like no clue on like what it's supposed to be. But this game is basically like a Sonic game, but it's like 3D World and how they take the 2D Sonic traditions and tries to make them work in 3D. And that part of the game is actually really interesting. The game has these like tube-like levels where basically you'll be it has a gravitational pull and you'll like go around them. It's hard to describe, but it's like the slider levels from Mario Galaxy, but like instead of always being like concave inside of the tube, you're outside of it, which probably doesn't make sense to anyone unless you have prior knowledge of this game. But I like those levels. They're pretty good. The ice world is kind of complete trash, but besides that, like the first 5 worlds are pretty good. I'm only on the 5th world, but I've heard the later ones are really bad. Like the sky one does not look fun, and the lava one also seems inconsistent, which kind of stinks. But like, it's a Sonic game, so I hate to be like YouTube reviewer who hates Sonic, but I wasn't really expecting that much, and I got something out of it, you know. The first few worlds are really fun to play through over and over again. Like, I've been collecting the red rings and everything, and I can see myself completing this game, even if the later levels are not desirable. There's also a lot of gimmicky levels, a lot of which revolve around moving like a ball, almost monkey ball style, or like that like mini game with the star ball from Mario Galaxy, where you roll it around with the Wiimote, like a arcade stick. And those levels are fine. The 2D ones are also fine. They're not really that bad. There's some segments in them that are really groan worthy, and there's a lot of cheap deaths in this game. But But like overall, compared to like the other Sonic games I've played, where it's just they don't hook you. Well, in my experience, the other Sonic games I've played, just specifically Sonic Adventure DX, the game just didn't hook me at all, and I just didn't enjoy playing it that much. While at the very least, Sonic Lost World has something there enjoyable, you know? Like, the core gameplay is decent, even if the execution isn't always great. A lot of the discourse I hear about this game is weirdly about the game's story and its characterization of Sonic. And I think that's... I don't want to be too rude, but that's really dumb. This isn't a story-based game. It's not like an RPG. It's a silly platformer. The cutscenes are really cringe and funny in like a 2013 humor kind of way. But I wouldn't... I mean, if you're judging them off of actual worth as a story, I could see why you wouldn't like it, but like, why are you doing that? Like, why are you doing that? I think the reason the older Sonic games had like more in-depth stories is because Sega was just going all out and they didn't really have that much control. So like if like the Sonic team just wanted to make Sonic serious for like no reason, they could. But this game is obviously it's a more calculated game where the cutscenes are a lot more by the books, and they're made to market these characters, the Deadly Six, more than they are to be a good story. And there's so many cringe moments. Like there's this member of the Deadly Six who's a big eater, and I'm kind of a fan of him despite him just garbage just coming out of his mouth constantly. And there's this moment where like Tails, for literally no reason, is like mad that Sonic is trusting Dr. Eggman, and he's like, and there's this like the moment where Sonic's like, "You could have gotten yourself killed." And then Tails is just looking all sad, like, "I was just trying to help." That was really funny. But yeah, I don't know. I think they could have. The controls are pretty, like, they're very janky sometimes, but they're interesting. I can't think of another game that uses parkour. It almost seems like almost has like the same effect as like the more advanced moves from the 3D Mario games, like the long jump and the backflip and stuff and the side flip. It's like kind of hard to get a grips of, but once you do, it's pretty fun. And while in this game there isn't enough 3D levels for you to really get a full grasp on the controls unless you're like speedrunning it, I think that it presents an interesting dynamic that you don't really see in 3D platformers. It kept me engaged, which honestly I can't say about a lot of 3D platformers, especially like ones that people like way more than this. Like Pac-Man World 2, like people like this game way more, but it's like it's a lot more simple, and I didn't really enjoy it because I think the gameplay just doesn't have that many moves, I guess. I don't know how to explain it. Pac-Man Versus was cool though. So that's Sonic Lost World. It's a decent game. If I was to give it a numerical score, it would probably be kind of low, but that's only because numerical scores account for the entire quality of a game rather than the experience you had. So I could have enjoyed the game well enough, but in the fact that I'm like know that there are flaws in it, kind of makes whatever, like, you know, it's hard to explain, but even though I enjoyed playing the game, it's very flawed. So like you'd probably give it like a 6 or 7, even though I'd say it's worth playing still. Because it's a 6 or 7, but like it's just like if it's like a $10 game, you can find a GameStop. Like who cares? Just play it if you want that like experience. It's not like a $60 game anymore, which I guess is how those older reviews, like why a lot of reviews are probably harsher, because back then for Sonic games, it's like you're not just talking about like some random game you found like at a flea market. You're talking about a $50 product that's supposed to be like the new big thing. And I'm guessing that's where Sonic fans really want to ride on this game, because like a lot of them back in the day, I remember they like bought Wii U's for this one game, and it's like, why would you even do that? Like, it's one Sonic game. Why would you buy a Wii U? And the other game, I actually have it over here. I think I'm only going to talk about 2 games, because I've played a few other games, but I haven't really gotten into them. Rhythm Heaven Fever. This is by the WarioWare team, Nintendo R&D 1, which at this point was called Nintendo SPD. And this is a really cool game. It's very simple, but the controls are effective and the graphics are wonderful. It has 50 rhythm games where basically you got to keep the beat and press the button at the right time, and it frames these games through very wacky situations with very appealing art and characters. It's honestly Nintendo from this era at their best. It's very simple and easy to get a hold on, but it's also very difficult. I got stuck really early on, and I'm going to play this game more, but I hit a roadblock early on that kind of deterred me from playing it. But it's like, the fact that this game is so difficult, despite being so simple, really is cool, because I think more people are going to get more out of it that way. This game is ridiculously expensive right now, for literally no reason, like, at all. It's like $90 on eBay, because eBay is, and price charting has kind of ruined retro game selling, because it's made some random games like this that are just fun and cool into like collector's items that are way too expensive. I got this game for $10 at GameStop. I was so lucky to find this, and I guess it's on the Wii U Virtual Console for $20. This game is just extremely colorful, so fun. The music is good. I wouldn't say it's amazing. It's not my thing, but in that way, but it's cool. Got the Club Nintendo code. I never use those and I regret it. But like, just look how much fun this is. It has a lot of little distractions like the WarioWare games, and those are awesome, like little toys. My god, this is so colorful. I love the art style so much. They use a similar style in Game & Wario, and I really like that game also. Well, I don't really like that game, but like I really like the art of that game. I haven't been able to find it yet. It's kind of has like the same place in the library of the Wii U that this game has, where it's just expensive for no reason, and it's made by Nintendo SPD. Yeah, it's a cool game. I really enjoyed this. I'm gonna try to get further in it. I think it's a game that's worth it's worth persevering. This was the last like evolutionary rhythm heaven game. That makes why did I say it like that? There's the first one on Game Boy Advance, then DS, and then this one. And Megamix for 3DS was a compilation with a few new games like WarioWare Gold, and I think that signifies the end of the series. But it had a good run. The 3 games, from what I've heard, are solid. I've only played this one. I want to get my hands on Megamix at some point, but this is a really good game, and I appreciate what they were doing, you know? It's like, I don't know, Nintendo, you can very easily scrutinize the Wii for having games that are too simple and obviously like trying to appeal to a casual demographic, but that doesn't necessarily mean that simplicity doesn't mean the game's always bad. Sure, maybe the Mario game or Zelda game or Metroid game they had were too simple and were compromised in some ways, but more original ideas like this benefit from being simple, because it becomes more about the actual rhythm than complicated button presses or, I don't know, some kind of other thing. And it makes it so the context can be very weird. And I like that a lot. This is a great game. So those are the 2 games I've been playing recently. There might be a third if I thought about it for a while. Oh, there is a third. Mario's Super Picross. That game sucks, even though I couldn't stop playing it for a while. It's just this Picross game with really difficult puzzles, and it's hard to explain, but there's 2 halves to the game. A Mario and a Wario half. The Wario half has these like really difficult puzzles that are like impossible, and the Mario half has like puzzles that are kind of difficult but really easy to cheese. It was released by Jupiter and developed by Creatures Inc. I think that's right. The sprite art's really bad, or not really bad, but it's just like off-putting and bad. It's just not a good game, but I was playing it for a while. Oh my god, I've also played Miitopia. I've been playing a lot of games recently. There seems to be waves where it's like, I play a bunch of games and I burn myself out and then I get back into it. And I guess this is one of the peaks. I'll talk about Miitopia some other time, because I've been playing it and it's a cool game. I've been playing the Switch version. But I'll talk about that at some other point. I guess that's all for now. See you later, alligator.